Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's topic is the top 10 rotations in baseball. Keep in mind that this is assuming all pitchers are healthy. Also, if you guys want to see any specific videos in the channel, please let me know in the comments below. Let's get started. Coming in at number 10, the Chicago White Sox. They got Dylan Cease, Lance Lynn, Giolito, Clevenger, Kopech. Cease is a stud. Lance Lynn, Giolito, kind of guys that didn't have that good of years last year. Clevenger didn't pitch last year. He was injured. Kopech has been so he's been brought up. But I think they still have a top 10 rotation in baseball. Now, moving to number 9, Seattle Mariners. I think the Seattle Mariners have a lot of potential. I'd like to see more from them first before I bring them up on this list. They have Luis Castillo, which they acquired last year, Robbie Ray, Logan Gilbert, and George Kirby. Those are the two guys that I'm wanting to see a little bit more before I bring them up higher on this list. And then they round it off with Marco Gonzalez at the end, who's just a number 5 starter. Moving on to number 8, San Diego Padres. They got Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell. Then they added Michael Walker and Nick Martinez this year. I don't know what we're going to get from those guys this year. Nick Martinez I think he was a reliever for them last year. They also have Seth Lugo, who's I think is pitching now since Joe Musgrove is injured right now. So Seth Lugo is in the rotation as of right now, but I think they're ranked pretty fairly here at number 8. Moving on to number 7, Milwaukee Brewers. 2 studs at the top, Corbin Burnes, Brandon Woodruff. Then they have Freddy Peralta, who I would like to see take another step up this year to have that 3-headed monster there in Milwaukee. Maybe for one more year. I think Burns' contract is coming up. Then they have Eric Lower and Wade Miley, who they signed this year. Bottom 2 there, nothing special, but guys that can get you some innings. Number 6, Toronto Blue Jays. I think they got better this year in the rotation by adding Chris Bassett. So they have Alek Manoah, Kevin Gausman, 2 stud guys. Then they have Chris Bassett in the number 3. And then you got Barrios and Kikuchi, who we don't know what we're going to get coming into the year. Barrios had a horrible year last year. Kikuchi, same thing. Maybe they can improve, maybe not. But I think those top 3 guys for them are going to be really good and give the ALE some trouble this year. Number 5, Philadelphia Phillies. Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, studs. Then you got Ranger Suarez, Taijuan Walker, which they added this past year. He had a pretty good year last year with the Mets. So I think those top 4 guys right there are pretty solid. That's why I have them ranked here at number 5. They have Bailey Falter as number 5 right now. I hope they could bring their top prospect up, Painter, and that would be a really solid rotation, especially if he's there maybe mid-season. I know there was talks of him having Tommy John, but we don't know what's going to happen there. But if he could get healthy and get with the Phillies up in the major league club, that's going to be a scary rotation. Moving on to number 4, Houston Astros. Framber Valdez at the top, Cristian Javier, Luis Garcia. Those 3 guys, solid guys. I mean, I wouldn't really consider Framber Valdez an ace. I think he's a solid number 2. So I think Houston is missing that ace. That's why I have him down here at number 4. That Justin Verlander that they had last year. And then they got Lance McCullers at the bottom of that rotation. I thought Lance McCullers was going to be that guy to step up and be an ace-type pitcher for the Astros, but he's just been injured a lot, so he hasn't gotten the innings and, being able to pitch a lot of innings for the Astros. So that's why I have him ranked as number 4. Now, moving on to the top 3. At number 3, Atlanta Braves. Max Fried, stud. I know he just got injured, but he should be back at some point this year. Kyle Wright is injured at the moment, but I think he should be back in a couple of weeks, actually. Then they got Spencer Strider, who's a stud. Charlie Morton as your number 4. That's ridiculous. Charlie Morton, yes, he's old, but he produces. He reminds me a lot of Chris Bassett. Great, solid pitchers who are always there, They don't get injured. You could expect 180 innings from them every single year. So Atlanta Braves, number 3. Number 2, New York Mets. The reason I have the Mets above the Braves is because of the top two guys, Scherzer, Verlander. Those top two guys carry a lot for that team. Yes, we know Verlander is injured, but then they added Kodak Senga this past off season from Japan, who I have as my rookie of the year prediction for the NL. Then they have Carrasco. Yeah, he did not look good his first start. Velo was down. He got hit around quite a bit. And then they added Quintana this past off season, and he got injured in spring training. So they have David Peterson as their number 5 right now. But that top of the rotation, I mean, it's just probably the best 1-2. Maybe only the Yankees could beat that at the moment. And coming in at number 1, the New York Yankees. This rotation. Imagine if Frankie Montas did not get injured. You would talk about 5 guys who are at least number 2 type pitchers for any team. You got Gerrit Cole, Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino. Yes, I know Severino has been injured a lot, hasn't pitched a lot, but when he pitches, he's really good. Then you got Nestor Cortes, breakout candidate a couple years ago. I mean, I don't know where he came from as far as like this potential that he has shown everybody, but Nestor Cortes has been very solid for the Yankees, much needed. And then you got Domingo German, Clark Schmidt as your 5-6 there. One is going to have to go to the bullpen, obviously, when Rodon and Severino come back. And I think I've heard rumors of Frankie Montas probably coming back late in the season, August. But I'm not expecting that. So that's why I don't have him included in here. Well, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Please leave a like, subscribe, and also leave a comment below if you think a team should have been ranked lower or higher on this list, or if I missed a team that you think should have made the list. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.